Tarot friends, this is Ultraviolet Morgan. I'm here today to do the 31 Days of Tarot 2019 challenge, tag, prompts, ethonys 31 Days of Tarot challenge. That's what that is. Generally done in just January. I'm just skipping along. I started in June. I'm working on it in July. And I'm here today to do number 4. Tarot books of 2018. And I've been putting this off because 1, I knew I would have to dig out my tarot books. And 2, I really didn't use a whole lot of tarot books. And I guess it could be books that came out in 2018 or books that you purchased in 2018 or however you want to do it. I didn't purchase any tarot books in 2018. I don't know if I just said the wrong year a couple of times or not, but I don't think I purchased any books that didn't come with a deck, but I had some books that I used. And so I'll just talk about the books that I used in 2018. That makes sense, of course. And they're books that I've had for a while and just basically found. I know I'm missing one, and I just remembered, I don't know if it's Tarot for Dummies or if I just have Aromatherapy for Dummies. But I just have this feeling. I've got my stack over here, and I am so sure that there is one book that is missing. And it's the favored one, the one that I really liked working with. Okay, so this one's Special Topics in Tarot. Tarot Outside the Box by Valerie Sim. Forward by Mary K. Greer. Tarot Great, Mary K. Greer. This is, should have just looked over it a little bit, but this is some exercises to do with the tarot cards, beyond doing readings. I haven't read all the way through it. I've just worked through some of them, some combination, more complex readings. She gives some sample readings too that are helpful. Really, I should probably dig into this a little bit more. She shows some comparative tarot cards, which I really enjoy. I love comparative tarot. Not going to the table of contents, I'm just doing a dirty flip through, quick and dirty, or whatever. Some spreads. There's just a lot of stuff in here that you're not going to find in every other book about tarot, so I might give this a little bit more of a look pretty soon. Here is the Mythic Tarot Workbook, and I do not have a Mythic Tarot. I've never had the Mythic Tarot, and I know it's out of print and back in reprint, and a lot of people aren't really happy with the new print of it. I got this a long time ago. What's really cool is that it gives you coloring pages for all the majors, and they all have mythology, and I'll talk about the mythology. I don't read straight through it. I haven't colored anything in it. I haven't really felt compelled or called to read anything in it either. But on occasion, I will look up a specific card. And, of course, it's going to be different imagery in my deck, but I may find some more meaning in the mythology that the card creator decided to connect with these cards. So basically, and then here's with the minors, they don't have the color thing, but each minor still is its own. Actually, I believe the minors show one specific myth and go through. Sorry, this is terrible. And go through stages of the myth. So, swords is Athene, which would be Athena, and I don't know, because then Two of Swords is talking about Orestes. I thought that the minors went through some sort of myth or whatever. Okay, well, I feel a little disappointed. I must have misremembered. And then here's some information about 21 card spread, 15 card spread. I haven't used any of these spreads. I'm not a big spread person. The horoscope spread. Talks about the positions. But that's pretty interesting, actually, because I've been getting more into astrology and the houses and trying to understand all that. I feel like astrology for me is a little overwhelming, but I've been tackling it a little bit. 10 card horseshoe. Another one I'll probably never use because I'm not really big into spreads. The triangle. This one is kind of cool. Has long-term future, immediate future, present position. And the central card. There's a simplicity to it. The star layout. I think I might have done a couple of triangle readings for myself, like to journal. The star, maybe. So, I think this book is, I don't know what, I should have Googled it or something, or not Google, should have looked it up on Amazon to see what it might be going for. It could be valuable. I don't know. I think it's valuable educationally, so I've only kind of used it a little, but I'm a little bit interested in, at some point, getting more into it, but I've been more working specifically with my cards, I think. Tarot Made Easy. Get immediate specific answers to your most pressing questions with this amazingly simple new method. So this is an interesting one because she'll show you the card, and then, so the Nine of Wands, it shows in a reading, if you get a lot of nines, what that could mean, what the focus means, if you're reading about desire or romance, the unexpected others, the home, travel, papers, work, career. There's a lot. Unions. I read that and I thought of auto workers unions, but it means, unions, like Two of Cups unions. emotional state, pleasure, news, family, the physical body, finances, time, friends, visitors and callers, mail, anxiety, disappointments, endings, new beginnings, inheritance, rewards and gifts, success, fortune, blessings, special guidance, best course of action and outcome. A lot of times I'll look especially at the special guidance, best course of action and outcome of a card. So for like, this is the Nine of Wands, and special guidance has mundane and esoteric. That, I really like that. So mundane special guidance for the, what did I say it was? Nine of Wands? So the mundane guidance, if you don't succeed at first, try again. Okay. Also expect good news coming concerning business, love, or finances. Esoteric, you're going to have to go it alone for the time being, fighting your own battle your own way, and the past will provide nothing to lean on or sustain you. If you fall down, get back up and dust yourself off. Refuse to be beaten by life, and you won't be. Best course of action, stay on purpose with your intention and what you want. And outcome, there's no getting around it. You're going to have to wait for the final prognosis. So I feel like these ones especially, the other ones sometimes don't make any sense to me. Sometimes I'll just kind of use it with a card study. Like if I'm studying this card, I'll kind of read them all, try to see how they might make sense with the card. Sometimes I don't really like that. I definitely get the impulse for this simple, this is what the card means for this kind of reading. But I don't know if I really think it's, I don't want to sound how I think it's going to sound, but I don't know if I would class that as like real tarot reading, or it's not the full potential of tarot reading. So Page of Cups, that's my card. One thing I have used in here is, okay, somewhere there, maybe it was in the beginning, there is some information about the Celtic Cross, which I like. The Celtic Cross. The Celtic Cross is not easy. It's easy in its way and it's hard in its way. I'm always studying more about the Celtic Cross and just trying to get deeper into it and understand it better. There's always questions that I have. Like, why does this seem to say the same thing? What exactly does this really mean? How do I make this actually make sense to me? Kind of stuff. So here's some stuff on the majors, the minors, the suits. I always find this really useful and underrated of the suit energy. I think the suit energy is so important. People focus way too much on individual card meanings and not enough at all on suit energy. So there's an astrological connection of the kings, queens, and pages to certain signs. And I went through this, and honestly, some of it I liked. I don't think I agreed with all of the matches. I had to do it the hard way and figure out how they matched best for me. Some of them I think I did. The Page of Cups, definitely. Pisces makes sense to me. But, however you do it, the type of person and the type of location, it's kind of interesting. I like the idea of matching the court cards to a sign, because you can take the knowledge. It's useful knowledge for either system, but also sometimes I feel like the court cards are really bland and just don't speak to me. And some of them do and some of them don't. In this deck, which is the Gilded, I believe it's the Gilded Tarot. I guess we're getting a little off topic, but if I could find the kings. I adore the queens in this. Okay, here's a page. Some of the pages sort of speak to me, some of them don't. I don't know. The queens are amazing. They all stand in their power. They are gorgeous and wonderful. Is this a king? Nope, that's a page. It reminds me of a movie I can't think of. I'm a real goofy character. Okay, so this card just reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite. So obviously I don't know. I'm not sure I would put him as a Page of Cups, maybe, who knows. Beautiful Queen of Pentacles. The Knights aren't bad in this deck. But the Kings, to me, are all very static. They're all on these thrones. And I guess kings are traditionally seated. But I don't know. They just don't have any personality to me, really. The queens do. The kings just sit there. So, a lot of times, some of the court cards just leave me feeling kind of blank. So, I like the idea of attaching it to a sign because there's a whole personality there. And I think they match up perfectly well when they're matched up correctly. So, there's that. Numerology. Okay, I'm really into tarot numerology, so that's pretty good. How to do a reading. How to phrase a question. Spreads. Okay. Yeah, there they are. And the Celtic Cross spread, which is different from the way I do mine. No, this is about the book, but let's look at this. This is the strangest Celtic Cross. It shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's very odd. Usually the 1 is in the center. And this one, put down first, and the position is the same. It's the base of the matter, or that which brought you to now. So very strange. I don't know. It's generally worth looking at the things that are extremely different from the way you do things, though. Even if you don't, agree with them or adopt them or whatever. So, Tarot Made Easy, Nancy Guerin. A lot of interesting information. I wouldn't use it as a system to learn tarot, personally. But as more of a secondary source, it's got a lot of good information. And then I would say the other ones that I referred to probably the most this year were, and there's not a whole lot here, but it's just my book that goes with the Hanson, what is it called? This video is so awful, I apologize, guys. Hanson Roberts, that's right. So, this little book with about a little page of information for each card in the reversal. And then my Wild Unknown guidebook, which I come to find out that the first edition didn't even come with a guidebook. And so I guess I'm really lucky and glad that I have this. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. But I take it for what it is, I guess. So those are my books. I actually think I was going to talk about some of the websites that I used last year to learn about tarot, because I probably use websites a lot more than books. Biddy Tarot, tarot.com, I think one's called Learn Tarot. That's got some really good pages. And then I also used, oh man, I forgot what it is. One that talks about how to combine tarot cards. Cannot remember it. I think it would be a good idea to throw in another tag, there's no tag on it, for websites. I'll consider it. And I'll try to, if I do that one, I'll prepare for it. I'll have a list or something. Another thing I'll do is I'll search a card, a specific card on Google, if I'm, just doing a study on that card, and, the first few things that turn up, but then if you do an image search on the card, you get different hits, different sites pop up. So I'll flip through those and I'll kind of look underneath at what the sites are and see if the sites are worth looking at, or just click on them to see if they are. And so I find some more interesting sites that way that don't come up right away in the regular search. But I couldn't necessarily say what they specifically were. So that's basically it for 2018's tarot books. I do think there's one missing. If I ever figure out what it is, I'll maybe do addendum, or maybe I'll just mention it in another upcoming video for the 31 Days of Tarot 2019. I think I want to upload this and then see about trying to get out a reading tonight. I've been having such a hard time getting my videos to upload, and if they don't upload properly, then they get erased. So I cannot try again. They either work or they don't. So I've had so many videos just not turn out. When I do a really good reading where I'm really feeling it, it's just zapped. So, and I'm a little tired actually, but I love my cards. So I am just gonna say for now, until next time, tarot friends, goodbye for now.